This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Keep watching to find out more about them and to take advantage of the special offer in this video.
Hi folks, welcome back. Hope you're all keeping well. So today we're going to do another Gojira song. We're doing Born for One Thing official video. This song came out as one of the top 3 requested songs in my February poll over on Patreon. If you'd like to vote on monthly polls, or you'd like to get a guaranteed reaction request, or you'd just like to support the channel, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. You'll find the links in the description. So without further ado, let's get to it. Yes. Very yes. I'll let it play out here and see if anything else comes, but I suspect the last 20 or 30 seconds is just a play out. I'll maybe cut this out, we'll see how it goes. Nice. Yeah, I really like that. There were a few different bands and kind of some specific songs that came to mind. Bit of a melting pot of some of the things I really love. I love the use of the harmonics on the guitar and the open strings. Uses sort of it's just opening up the versatility of the guitar, you know, especially with a metal where it's mainly all down-tuned riffs. This might sound like a strange comparison to make, but hear me out. The guitar, particularly with the harmonics, reminded me very much of Brian Molko from Placebo. So yeah, okay, the music's nowhere near the same. But have you ever watched, particularly some of the early Placebo stuff? Like, I don't really know what they're up to that much. I listened to one of the recent singles, but there's a big void since I really listened to them way back in like the late 90s. But on the first album, even Without You I'm Nothing, on the second album, he used Behind the Nut. I think he played a Fender Jag, so and Bigsby's, anything like that there where you're behind the bridge and you get those sort of twinkly, sparkly sounds. And he plays a lot around with harmonics and actually making riffs. Like, in fact, I actually think, is it the Bruce Pristine song where it opens up literally with harmonics being played and that's integrated into the riff? So the way he's using the guitar reminds me a wee bit about him. Also reminded me of the start of a Pantera song. I can't remember which one it is. Starts off with the harmonics on the top string. I actually seen him playing some of the frets there, so I got reminiscent vibes of Dimebag and Brian Molko. No, that's a bit of a juxtaposition, eh? What else? Getting some Slayer vibes on the bit of a Slayer feel there, and there was some serious Chaos AD Sepultura riffage going on at the very beginning. Some superb drumming. I was a wee bit lost at the very beginning, trying to sort of figure out before the whole, you know, the full groove came in. It was like, where are we? What time signature are we in? And then I quickly realized that the bass was laying down the solid, the downbeat, you know, so it was easy enough to follow after that. So I got a few different things came to my mind. So I think what we'll do is we'll run it back and have a bit of a chat about it as we go. Really like this.
If you're interested in learning something new, then you really need to check out Skillshare. Whether curious about starting a new hobby or delving deeper into something that you already love, with their expansive selection of online courses to choose from, they've got you covered. You'll find courses in music, film and video production, graphic design, creative writing, fine art, photography, and many more, including lifestyle, productivity, and business courses. For those of you that enjoy the commentary I make on these music videos, you can find courses on Skillshare developed by industry leaders and working professionals that will help you to be a better skilled musician or appreciator of music. I've found a great course here on music synthesis and sound design that you might enjoy by Jason Allen. Using Reason and Ableton Live, he discusses subtractive and FM synthesis. So many of the songs you know and love use added synthesis to fill out the textures, and they help create that magic that you may find hard to explain. Spend a couple of hours getting to know more about it with Jason Allen, and you'll be hearing new things in your favourite songs in a way that will make more sense in no time at all. The first 1,000 people to click on the exclusive link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Please make sure you take them up on the offer and have some fun learning the things you're interested in from the comfort of your own home.
Like I was going to skip that, but actually it's kind of interesting to start with all the synth ambient sort of textures here. Like there's like a sort of, there's a hint of like a sort of pulse coming from something low down. Which is always a sort of universal sign of dread. You know, something dreadful coming. John Carpenter uses a lot. Even Jaws, you know, you get the dun dun, that sort of recurrent theme. So it's very cinematic. Obviously, it's got like a sort of filmic. Is that a word? A film-like quality to the video. It's not just a band playing. It's set in. I obviously haven't listened to any lyrics, but the title "Born for One Thing" and there's a lot of animals. I don't know. Maybe catch more what's going on in the video. I have to admit, at times, I wasn't even looking at the video because I'm primarily focused on the audio. Like, but maybe it's all thematically tied in somehow. Who knows? If you know, which I'm sure you do, let me know. That sort of shimmery effect there could be done on the guitar, actually. You know, could be like one of those Strymon pedals or something. Big Sky, or you know, one of those delay reverb sort of pedals. You get those sort of big atmospheric, ethereal kind of. You know, it's like non-melodic, non-harmonic. It's kind of ambient texture. Definitely, there's a guitar coming in. Okay, so here we go. Superb use of the harmonics there, really, on the guitar. Do you hear how much he's using right through that? You know, it's, you know, sorry, I'm getting something flashing on my camera. This is a new camera, so if there's anything dodgy about this, hopefully this makes it to the end, like the rest of these. Stop flashing now, so fingers crossed. I was going to say, like, there's like a big sweep. It's almost like if you're on a synthesizer, you know, using a filter to get this big sweep right through it. He's doing that manually through all the individual sort of harmonics, but it was over the course of that entire phrase, just kept going and going and going. Great. Let's cycle round again, I think. There's it back. Some great syncopated, groovy stuff on that snare. There's obviously a very sort of militaristic sort of snare rolls and things like that, but the way he's placing the sort of more accents in between, we're getting a real groove on that. You're part of an army walking to that, you know, you wouldn't be going doing you'd be like, you know, yeah. Very clever there. So, you know, we're getting a lot from the three instruments. I know the bass part is very basic, no pun intended, but they want us to follow this. You know, I wasn't sure with Gojira whether, you know, it would be full of like different time signatures and stuff like that, you know, overtly, and you know, pretty much all their music. So I mean, this is the second song, so it's too early to tell. But I kind of had preconceptions of them being very 7/4, 5/4, 4/4 all over the place. For all intents and purposes, I think we're pretty much in 4/4. But yeah, a lot of syncopation, really groovy stuff happening everywhere. But they want you to follow this. You know, that's why that bass is there. So they want you to hook into that groove. Got more kick stuff happening there. All triplets. Nice. Chaos 80. Isn't it? Even the vocals sound very like, at that point only, no, not later on, but I've even sounded like Max Cavalera there. So maybe wearing their influences on their sleeve a bit. like the way the bass is doing those slides and things. It sort of brings it out, and it's obviously metal, like, but there's something. I don't know what the word would be. Slippery. That's not a very good word, but the bass. But I guess what I mean is the fact that the bass is got that woo, woo. It's moving around down there. I mean, I don't even really know what I'm trying to describe. It just stands out to me as being unusual. Locked in with a guitar there. All this. I guess it goes with the open string strum on the guitar. Like Seasons in the Abyss. Slayer. Yes. Yeah, so I really like the way the drums are going, with those cymbal hits along with that down, the offbeat stuff on the guitar, because can understand the kick going with that, but you don't often get the is he choking the cymbals? Yeah. Nice ride work as well. I know that fill was used a lot there on the drums. It's almost like a paradiddle. I don't think it is a straight paradiddle. Difficult to tell, because there's so many ghost notes on the snare. But it reminds me of Martin Lopez from Opeth, where he uses that all the time. Da 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 da. Dun dun da 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 dun dun da 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 da, and it becomes a beat. Or a fill, it can be used all the time. So I love the way he's sort of employing that kind of thing as a fill, I think, because he's not losing the groove. Great stuff with the ride bell. Listen to the fact that the kick drum is with all those bells up there. I think the bass at this point is playing the riff from the dun 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 dun. It's moving around, obviously, but I think that's the same riff that was played in the riff that I was calling Seasons in the Abyss. I think so. Love to hear those vocals and those ethereal guitars isolated. That's a huge wall of sound. All that stuff way up there. It's like swimming, like a big like a tornado or something like that. But it's in slow motion. I'm not on drugs, trust me. It just happens. Yes. So I think, am I right in saying that riff that comes in there is linked to the drum fill thing I was talking about? The Martin Lopez, I'm calling it that. Sorry, I just have to use the references that I'm familiar with. But it sounds like that as well. So although it's definitely not through composed, it's not as proggy in that every new section is completely brand new. It sounds like you've got a thread, whether it's the bass riff mimicking the heavy riff in the chorus, or whether it's being able to craft a riff out of like an idea that was planted earlier on in the drums. It depends how organic this has been in the process. Whenever you're writing a song, it can take months to craft a song on and off, and riffs and different ideas can come from different places, or it could be just one day sat in the studio and jam it out. And so I guess if you guys know it, you know, why not? Stick it down, let me know. How did it come about? But it certainly sounds like there's threads tied throughout the song, which I like. Some very dissonant things happening in the left, way up high with a guitar. It's almost like a disembodied melody or something like that. Very dissonant. Sounds like it shouldn't work, but I don't know, just using that sort of ominous dread kind of texture again within the metal. It also reminds me of, like, you know, in horror films where they have you know, these tracks played at like such sub levels that you don't actually hear them, but they're designed because they're put in not only horror films but a lot of different films. This stuff is in there to make you feel sick, you know, to create a sense of nausea. I don't get it personally, but I've heard that other people do get that. You know, it's partly why when they're watching a film, they actually do start to feel sick. That it's not necessarily what's happening on the screen, although that's tied, you know, there's something disturbing happening, but you could find yourself becoming overwhelmed and like physically feeling unwell. And it's because there's stuff happening in the audio track that resonates on those sub frequencies. You don't even realize it's happening. So yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of that some of the things that are happening up there are done to probably, you know, create dissonance and jarring textures to make you feel something anyway. You know, something other than the aggression and the heaviness and all the rest of it. Maybe something there that would be lead to a bit of like a sickening feeling. You know, why not? Just right. Oh yeah, something that just occurred to me there was I could feel myself going in slow motion listening to that. You know how fast the drums are? I love that. The fact that, you know, the drums are flat out, you know, with, you know, it's not just a straight blast beat because he's got all those sort of accents in there. You know, it feels a bit more broken up, although it probably is a lot of right-left stuff going on. It's more sophisticated than that. But anyway, that's at the root of it. Yet despite that sort of intense, fast rhythms that are being produced, it's giving you that, you know, really slow, drowsy kind of feeling. Awesome. So yeah, my camera freaked out there. Something stopped. It was about 2 seconds ago, so hopefully I'll just go back a little bit and continue. Not sure at what point that stopped, so I'll just go back maybe about here. Something really beautiful about this. You know, it's haunting, but I don't know, with all those layered vocals, it's actually beautiful to me. Do you know that sort of beauty and darkness? Yeah, this has it in spades. Great atmosphere. Opens out. Or it opens up to here. So there's definitely some sense of claustrophobia in the sort of in the verse riffs where everything's locked together. You know, it's straight down the middle, hitting you like that. This is just, whoa, big expansive feeling. This drummer, man. I love his style. Back to the start, kind of. The bass is just letting it ring out. Oh man. The images I'm getting in my head is like somebody forcing your head down into water and you're like choking and then pulling you up. You know? I don't know. Should I be sharing this stuff with you? These images are coming to me. I didn't say I wanted to do it to anybody, but that's what that riff sounds like, doesn't it? Oh man. Do you know what I really like about this is that that's the kind of stuff happening there that I've heard other bands doing, and they can't take it too far, right? Now I'm all up for it being taken too far, where like I have to listen to the song 10 times before I get it. I go for it. I love it. But I also like the fact that, you know, the recipe that they're making, they're taking those things, but rather than throwing you off every time, dun 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 dun, it's done in such a way that it's because of the repetitive nature of it, despite it being complex, it's instantly grabbable. You know, you can just hook onto it straight away. So yeah, the repetition here works in that sense. There's all the harmonic stuff I was talking about at the start. It's great because that melody could be played, you know, just you could play it on the guitar anywhere, but the fact you're choosing to do it as a harmonic, there's a completely different ring off a harmonic. It's really percussive sounding, very metallic, you know. Now obviously there's metal strings and things on a guitar, you know, so it's maybe an easy thing to say, but how often do you think of the guitar sounding metallic? Not really that much. So it's hitting in a certain way that it adds to like an industrial kind of feel, just using something that occurs naturally on the guitar. So yeah, more of this. Yeah, this is superb. Yeah, brilliant. Obviously didn't get to any lyrics, as usual, but I will. Or you can let me know what happened. What's the song about? I'm seeing this name Joe Duplantier a lot. At least I thought it did the first time in the cast. It's the singer, isn't it? The guitarist. I've seen his. I'm actually familiar with his Telecaster signature because, you know, I'm a guitar whore, like, you know, so I've seen his signature before. It's the first time I've seen him playing it, but I've been aware of it and I know who he is. So I thought I'd seen his name coming up a few times, apart from just the band. Sound Design. So it's all this that we're hearing right now, and what we heard at the beginning, as well as obviously whatever's in the band, you know. So yeah, this was great. Where do we go next with Gojira? Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Thank you to all you guys that have been donating through the Buy Me a Coffee link and also been buying my music, you know, purchasing from Bandcamp. You know, that's amazing. Thank you very much. That is what supports this channel, because all of these reactions are all copyright, so I don't earn anything from this, you know, and yeah, you're getting adverts and all that, but that's all being collected by the managers and all the rest of that. So if you do enjoy what I'm doing and you want to help support me, Bandcamp's your best bet. Go to Bandcamp, because you can buy that for the same price of the coffee, and you're getting all my music, you know. So thank you very much to everybody that is helping support the channel that way. It means a lot.